This is the little cove over behind the bird rescue where I've been coming to release a lot of my aquatic turtles after they've been rehabbed, and all the water's just gone now. This cove has dried up, and there's on the other side of those cattails in the distance there's the remainder of Lake Wichita, and hopefully some of the turtles got over that way before this all dried up. I can see tracks in the mud here where it looks like some of the larger turtles were scooting back and forth between what little bit of water was left here. But this is just devastating. I mean, the water level used to come up on the boat ramp here to where I'm standing, and you can see how high this berm is. The water level was at least halfway up the side of that berm one of the last times I came out here. It's going to be a really critical situation out here with the drought in Texas. It's by no means is this crap over with yet, I can tell you that. Okay, I got a nice sunny and warm October day here, so I figured this would be a great opportunity to get some of my late season releases out of the way and done before winter gets here. And also I'm getting slammed with turtles again right now. I just took in 3 more turtles just today alone for rehab, so that means I have to move some of the other turtles out which are ready to release, so that I have room back at the rescue. And unfortunately, since my primary release location, as I documented earlier, all the water is dried up in that cove now. But like 4 feet of water has disappeared from that cove in the last couple of months. So I've had to locate an alternate release location, and luckily there's still quite a bit of water here in this this little man-made lake here, which is behind a hotel, and there's a residential community on the other side. So this looks like a nice habitat for some sliders and a cooter, river cooter. So I'm going to go ahead and let them go here. Got 3 of them to let go here, and this little fella here suffered. This one was a raccoon attack victim, which I found actually on my property out at the rescue, coming out of the livestock tank, and he had gotten up near the barn, and apparently a raccoon had gotten hold of him, and I might have scared that raccoon away, but I found him up there, and he had several puncture wounds and had lost part of his shell here, but he's doing good now. The wounds have healed up enough where he's got a nice watertight shell, no infection or anything, and so he's ready to go. And this is a little male red-eared slider that was hit by a car. He was a victim of a car strike. Just pull this scute off here. He's got a couple of retained scutes on his shell, but his carapace here on top, this was fractured. There goes one of them. His carapace was fractured here, but this was just a marginal fracture, so it wasn't life-threatening or anything, and he didn't lose any function of his limbs. So that's healed up nice now, and that is sturdy, so he's ready to go. Oh, he's peeing. That's what turtles do. A lot of times when you pick them up, they'll get a little bit stressed and pee on you. Let him go now. And a river cooter, male river cooter, which this one was struck by a car also, and he suffered a, ow, he bit me pretty good. He was hit by a car, but he got lucky. He suffered the loss of part of his marginal part of his carapace here, and then the fracture had progressed up the shell, but that's healed and that's nice and solid now. He had a little bit of a fracture over here, which I took care of that. And the worst part of it was his bridge right here was fractured. And a lot of times when this happens in water turtles, it kind of spells disaster for their rehab prognosis and being wild again, because typically when this is breached, because of the force of the shell being run over, it fractures it so completely that a rebuild or a mending of this bone usually isn't possible, and so it opens up their body cavity to outside contaminants, and then they'll just end up getting an infection. So they really can't be wild again. Most of the time when this happens, they're not releasable, because they would not survive in an environment like this with this water intruding into their shell. But he got really lucky, and his bone did fuse back nicely, and he's been with me for the balance of the year, and he's eating well and active, and no infection from this. And the finders, the people that found him, actually drove him to me from eastern Oklahoma, about 200 miles away. So they took a several-hour drive to get him over to me so I could rehab him. And now he's ready to go. And I bid them all live long and propagate. And that clears up my habitats for room for 3 more incoming turtles. I don't know, man. Me and critters. Step off for a couple of minutes and I got a bird trapped in my truck. So now let's release the bird. Caught the bird. Bye, bird.